can never thank Baptist Health enough. I could have chose any hospital in the world. I got a great outlook on life. I'm going to put, this cancer's not going to control me. I'm going to control it. So, but Dr. Thurber he saved my life. He saved my life. I can never thank Dr. Thurber enough. I even asked him if he had a brother I could marry.
As far as I know, in this area, Shelby has developed an excellent reputation. And they've done that, like I said, over the last 10 or 15 years, where people at one time did not stop there. Now they do.
I've never really had any complaints with Shelby. If anything ever happens, that's where we've always went to.
There's a new hospital, right, that's going to be built here. Do you know anything about it?
I know that it's supposed to be St. Vincent's affiliated, and I know that they can't get it built fast enough for me.
Everyone is really excited. I haven't heard anything negative as far as the hospital coming here.
Do you think you'll end up using that hospital?
Yes, more than likely.
Me, I'd probably go to the ones I've done used to. I don't like change. If I find something good that works, stick with it.
I'm very concerned about the impact it's going to have on this community. And a lot of people are so excited, but they don't really understand healthcare business.
In Chilton County, it seems like everybody knows everybody. Walking down the street is not uncommon to have a conversation with the people that you're passing.
You know, people seem to get along better. People have more time to sit and talk.
I think it's a loving community, a religious community, focused on family and their church as the two primary factors.
I really love being in a small town. My neighbors I can rely on just as if it was my daughter. There was a lady that I talked to yesterday, and she said her washing machine had gone out and she had a water leak. And okay, I said, I'll be over, put your clothes on the front porch, I'll be over and get your clothes and I'll get them washed for you and bring them back to you. And that's the way I was raised. That's the only way that a small town knows, is because they stick together.
So grew up here, went to high school here, played sports here. I guess I told somebody the other day, you can't get any more local than me. This is my 20th season here at the high school. We take care of the kids, period. I mean, it doesn't matter if they have insurance, they don't have insurance. This time of year is extremely busy. I take care of the football team and take care of all the athletics, but obviously football, more injuries and it requires more time. In a small town, you know, you don't have malls and bowling alleys and movie theaters and all that kind of stuff. So people get involved with the school and park and rec leagues, and that's just kind of what they build their time around, their kids and even grandparents.
Oh, family's all. I mean, it's like my church, it's everything. If I don't have my family, I don't have anything.
This is Cadence, and I have a 5-year-old son also named Dimitri, and it's just us that lives here. We've lived here our whole life, pretty much.
My daddy's 85, my mother's 83, I'm 65, and then I got my daughter, her daughter, and her grandson.
That's so neat.
5 generations.
We've been married this year, it'll be 38 years. It's done real good since some folks said it wouldn't last over 6 months or more. Yeah. It shows you what people know, don't it?
I eat with my parents several nights a week, and it's biscuits and it's ham and it's cornbread and that, and they're like, "Can we go home with you?" And I'm like, well, she wouldn't care. But how many people can say their parents have been together for over 60 years and they've been wonderful parents? I see my parents getting older, and that's probably the scariest aspect right now in my life is to think that one day they may not be there.
It's just, when we first got married, it's like it was me and him against the world because nobody wanted us to get married and blah, blah, blah.
Except my family. They
Yeah.
loved her. Her family didn't want me.
But anyway, so it's just, we've just been there with each other the whole time we've been married, and it's just, when you hear the word cancer, it scares you.
Ever since my husband died, I've had a void there. But now this one takes the void. You cannot believe the love. I thought I had all the love when this one got here, but this one was nothing now to what that grandbaby is. He is my life.
If you don't do well with my children, then I'm really not gonna fool with you too much. Just because they are my life. They're what keeps me going every day. They're what makes me happy. And them being happy and being taken care of is the most important thing.
Is there any way that Shelby could speak to you, could reach you, could say this new hospital opens up and they do have a few specialists to choose from? What would it take to switch over, or would you be quote unquote loyal to the doctors that you've already worked with at Shelby?
I did so much thinking yesterday about what does Shelby have to do, because I feel like it's important. I really think that that just showing they care, somehow invest in the community, be in the community.
Like, I think now, especially with our aging population, like with people like Pawpaw, you kind of can't get help. And I know a lot of it's insurance, but you can't get additional help until something bad happens or you actually get sick. So, I mean, it would be nice if they had something like home health that was geared toward preventative care. Because that's the direction everything's going now anyway.
But that's my thing, especially here. There's never a prevent it. It's what to do after you've already done it, to stop it.
One thing that I did for her is I started teaching her how to count carbs. And I showed her, like, on her phone, she has an app where it helps her count carbs and keep up with her blood sugar. And it helped, like, it made a huge difference. And you see on TV, like, they really market their doctors and advertise their doctors, but you don't see a lot in the way of patient education.
I don't like whenever they just pass you off to the next doctor. And I most definitely want to be explained what's going on. If you, I mean, you don't have to sit there and teach me like a medical school, but you can give me enough information about it that I can kind of grasp the concept. I'll come home and research on the computer.
Because I don't want you to just write me some medicine and say, well, here, take this. I want to know why I'm taking it, what it's going to help for.
When they're in nursing school, they need to be taught respect. Yeah, like when my dad was in there and he had the IVs, that nurse, when she rolled her eyes up, it made me mad. And I put my finger in her face and I said, you ever roll your eyes at me again? I said, I will send you airborne to New York. I said, there'll be no questions asked. I said, because you don't talk to me like that. You don't look at me like that. I said, I may not know what you know, but I'm not dumb either.
All right, this is an examination of my sister. Does that hurt? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a torn rotator cuff.
That's it?
That's it. No blood work, no x-rays, no nothing. 8 separate times. And he just kept saying, oh, it's going to take a long time for that rotator cuff to heal. She had stage 4 breast cancer that had metastasized. And she had a tumor that's so big it ate a hole in her stomach. And she was septic. Okay, I think that he assumed she was drug seeking. She doesn't have insurance. He didn't want to be bothered. Everybody's capable of making mistakes. The first 2 or 3 times, okay, I might see it. But he literally was going to send her out the door again. And they all know me well enough that if I say, you're going to have the cops get me out of here, I mean it. And I meant it. I would have tore the place to pieces. I wouldn't have hurt nobody. But I would have been as a little Tasmanian devil. Whenever I've had enough, I have a level, and then when I get enough, well, until you hear what I have to say. You don't have to do what I tell you or whatever, but you're gonna hear me.
Medicine is a relationship business. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. You gotta care about them first. And once you care about them, obviously there's gotta be something there. You gotta have a knowledge of what's going on, and you gotta give them a good service. We live here, we work here. You talked to a lady this morning, 5 generations live here. Rural medicine is different from city medicine. It's relationship. It's feeling comfortable with someone. You see that person at Walmart or Winn-Dixie or at church or whatever, and every community is different. But this community, that matters. It matters significantly.